So my name is Austin Marks, and on my YouTube channel I mainly talk about respiratory therapy. I also do have a few other videos discussing a few other things, so if that interests you, make sure you like and subscribe. I'm also the admin of a Facebook group called the RT Club, and on this Facebook group we mainly talk about things respiratory therapy related, whether it's in the field, whether it has to do with school. It's full of students as well as respiratory therapists, so if you want to be a part of that community, make sure you check that out on Facebook. So I've been the lead respiratory therapist for about 2 months now, and a lot of times people ask me, would you do that again? Do you like being a respiratory lead? And I do enjoy being the lead, however, there was a whole lot more responsibility that came with being the lead than I expected. One thing that I was kind of disappointed with was the pay increase for the amount of work that I have to do now. So I only got paid about $1.25 or so extra an hour. Now this is on top of like my regular pay and my shift diff, but I have to go in probably 2 hours early or an hour and a half early, and I just have a whole lot of paperwork. In my opinion, I feel like my hospital kind of micromanages every little thing about my employees. So I have about 8 employees under me that I basically got to keep track of a whole lot of things, and just there's a lot of little things. Like I said, micromanaging is a big thing, and I feel like I don't need to do that. However, it's my job, it's what I signed up to do. So when I got the lead position, it was something that I really wanted to do for the schedule as well. So I started working 4/10s, so I work Monday through Thursday, no weekends, no holidays. So I think that went ahead and basically outweighed the pay and everything, because not every respiratory therapist who works in a hospital can say that they don't work weekends or holidays, because generally you're going to work every third weekend, every other weekend, and with holidays it's going to most likely be every other holiday. So I can take the good with the bad. However, looking at the bigger picture, there is a whole lot more work, and I also feel like everyone relies on me. So there's a problem, they're saying, hey Austin, can you come solve this? Like last Thursday when I worked, we were out of V60s and we needed one ASAP, so I had to run around the hospital and find one. So there was one kind of sitting in a COVID patient's room. The patient was on high flow, they were no longer needing the BiPAP, so therefore I had to basically clean it real quick and then take it down to the ER and give it to a patient. So anytime there's any kind of issue on night shift, that relies on me, and I mean, that's kind of a little bit more responsibility. So another thing is I have to respond to all the rapid responses, all the codes, all the traumas. I did that before as a regular staff respiratory therapist, however now everyone looks at me once again because I'm the lead therapist. So if there's a problem, there's an issue, if respiratory has to do something, they look at me. So once again, going back to all my responsibility that I have, plus my little bit of pay increase that I got, I don't know if I'd do it again. I mean, I was on a very good schedule. I liked my schedule. I was working every other weekend, and when I worked the weekends, I was getting paid an extra $7.30 extra on top of my base pay. So now when I pick up a weekend shift, I don't get that, unfortunately. So I was making a little bit more, maybe doing every other weekend. However, going back to my schedule, it's, what do I want? I don't have kids yet, but I'm thinking in the near future, my wife and I are planning on having a baby, and if that's the case, then I'm not going to work weekends, I'm not going to work holidays, so that's good. Another thing is I was on the schedule or the list to get day shift before I officially became the lead. So I really wanted day shift, and I decided to take the lead position instead. That may be something that I may regret later. However, nobody has actually gone into a day shift position yet. I'm hoping that eventually I can maybe work into a lead day shift position or something along those lines, because the hospital and the facility that I work for, they're building a bunch of other hospitals right now, and a lot of manager positions within the respiratory department are kind of getting moved around. And so if I have my foot in the door, I'm doing well as a lead and doing well as a manager or supervisor on night shift, hopefully they'll kind of push me into that day position. Even if it's at another hospital or something, I don't know. Just, I want to get day shift because night shift just isn't working for me. Some people, they love night shift, and I mean, It's not terrible, however, I'm a day shift person at heart, so. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope this gave you some perspective on if I would do lead or not. If you get that position or that chance to be a lead therapist, if you want to take it, you want to look at the bigger picture. So I am also going to be doing a day in the life, or come to work with me as a lead therapist, and kind of run you through my whole 10-hour shift. Basically what I do when I get there, and then what I do or how I manage everything while I'm there to make sure everything is in flow, set up for the next shift, and if there's any problems, how I handle it. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video, and see you in the next one.